Hey, this is Dale from Chevy. We're in Gatlinburg at the Hollywood Star Cars. We're going to go check out the cars. Here's the Batmobile, the General Lee. I'm just going to show you around because I don't know what half of them are. Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious. Christine.
You already missed your chance to get a picture. Where are you going?
Here's the mustard. The Dragula.
You got this wood wheel, and then he's taking the feet, then the shirt shaking the feet, and the tree shaking the feet, made the cement roll, so we can go on wherever we're going. So, good.
Bumblebee. Smokey and the Bandit. Here's the Ghost Rider. Beverly Hillbillies.
I need to eat. That's why I'm drinking at my house Coca-Cola.
Well, I could be out here, but you got other money.
Complete with an autograph from Don Knotts.
Not like you missed the motorcycle. You missed the motorcycle.
There's Bonnie's sidecar.
And now the Ghostbusters.
There's your Ghostbusters car.
Where's Dale?
Right in front of
Right here?
And that one. That one. Those. And that.
Beast Boy's car. Here's Elvis's car. Bob Hope's car.
Oh. I know who Bob Hope is.
Well, here's Michael Jackson's car. That's some of the props.
The zombie. The zombie. The zombie.
Fast and Furious cars.
That's one. That's one. outside. And you're gonna make me. I hope that's
Bryson's hiding somewhere. Where's Bryson at? Bryson! Are you under Batman? Come on, Bryson, we're leaving. Yep, there he is, hiding under Batman.
And I'm gonna do the other Batman.
Come on, Bryson's going down. Yep. That's my grandson, Bryson, right there. Tell everybody, hey, Bryson. Tell everybody, hey, Bryson.
Hey.
All right, we're going down. Mm-hmm. And that's about all the cars. I'm gonna do a quick rundown. But this is Dale from Shelby, and this is the Hollywood Car Museum in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Check you later.
You want to see this, Mom? Come on, Mom.
A tour through the Hollywood Star Cars Museum is a trip through some of the most famous movies and TV shows of the last 50 years.
Mom, I'm going to go look around more,
Many
okay?
of the cars are the creation of George Barris, who has made
You have my
more
phone,
famous
right? You have my
Hollywood
phone,
movie
right?
and TV cars than anyone. Regarded by many as the king of the customizers, George's creations are legendary in the world of television and motion pictures, including the likes of TV's original Batmobile, the Munsters Dragula, the Beverly Hillbillies Jalopy, and many more. He is a man who was determined from the beginning to do things his way.
When I went to school, I wanted to learn how to do cars.
You're right
They
here.
had me in a middle class making drain pipes. I quit. They had me in the art class drawing flowers. I quit. So I just finally said, I give up. I'm going to do cars my way. I had to be self-taught. So I ended up starting a shop with my brother over in Los Angeles and over in Linwood. People loved what I was doing in my car. So they would come and do this to my car, chop my top, do this, do that.
In the 1960s, George became heavily involved in vehicle design for television production. One of the first shows he worked on was the Beverly Hillbillies.
Hills, that is.
When the producer got a hold of me in Beverly Hills, said, George, we got to have a jalopy for the Beverly Hillbillies in Beverly Hills. I said, I can't find a jalopy in Beverly Hills for crying out loud. I went over here and I looked, and there was an old feed store. I went in there and I said, oh, what's that car there? He said, well, I hauled hay with this car many years ago, and I don't use it anymore. I said, well, I need to use it. I like to buy it. Can I buy it? Yeah, you can buy it. So I run back to the studio and I take the picture and I show the producer and I said, what do you think of this? George, he says, that looks good, but you got one problem. I said, what's that? He says, we're going to have a rocking chair in the back for old Granny. So I had to do that.
Then, in 1966, Barris was called upon to create a set of state-of-the-art wheels for what would soon become TV's top crime-fighting superhero, Batman.
Well, this Batmobile happens to be the world's most famous car, and I mean the world, because this car and the Batman was the most interesting subject on TV and motion picture. The thing that was interesting about the Batmobile is that we had fun with it. Now, when the producer got a hold of me and says, I want you to take a look at the Batman series, when I went into the studio, I noticed that his script had a pow, bang, wow. And so if you're going to have Adam and Bert go pow, bang, wow, I'm going to have the car do the same. And this is the first time in history the car would be an actor just like the stars were. We made it famous.
George finished the 60s with creating what could arguably be called the most lovable car in the history of film, the Love Bug. Hollywood's new breed of cars were gentle souls with more heart than horsepower. They showed that winning wasn't half as important than just having fun. In fact, one car George created would never win a race. It too was all about fun, and it was driven by America's favorite prehistoric family, the Flintstones.
Oh, there he is.
The
Doesn't
Flintstone
look
buggy.
like him
The
anymore.
unusual part about this, what they wanted to have was something
I
different.
get to
and
sit
it
in
was-
it.
So I went up Big Bear Road and I saw a tree along the side, and I got the hacksaw out and we cut off the stuff and we made what you call the tree stone body. We didn't have a big super engine to make the car run. We had the roller up the front, so we had to figure out a way of making it movable. And the star that was in the movie, he had to be able to do the same as I'm doing. He'd crawl in, he got this wooden wheel, and then he'd take his feet, and then they started shaking their feet, and between shaking the feet, made this cement roller roll so we could go on wherever we're going. So Goodman, whose feet were getting pretty tired, he said, "Hey, I can't do this anymore. You got to get rid of that. You got to get me another car." And so I went and got a battery-powered golf cart and put it in there, and had it. All he had to do was just sit there and push some buttons, and he didn't have to wear out his feet anymore.
After becoming accustomed to driving Barris's stylish cars for TV and film, celebrities soon wanted customized transportation of their own.
Bob Hope was a golfer. Of course, he did a lot of golfing in Palm Springs. I had a golf cart with his face on it on the golf course. But to drive between Palm Springs and the golf course and Beverly Hills or Hollywood, he had this car here. Elvis was probably the most kindest, nicest man I ever met. When I was building this car in my plant, he'd come in and inspect the car, and he'd go to all my 20 men, say, "Mr. Tubbs, how you feeling today? I heard you were sick last week. Mr. Charlie, how you doing in your 14 years?" He went to everybody, then he'd come out to my office and talk to me. Elvis had a big terminology, TCB, means taking care of business. And that's the way that young man was. He took care of business.
Every car here at Hollywood Star Cars has a story, but perhaps none are surrounded by as much mystery as James Dean's Porsche Spyder, the car that led to his untimely death.
This is one of the most interesting mystery cars of all times, the curse of the James Dean death car. The car that was crashed, I acquired from the family for Marcus Winslow, and we took it on a police convention tour. That means we went from different cities and put out drive safe, your life you might save will be your own. As this car was going, first thing he got into was into San Jose. The trailer gate came down, hit a guy's legs, broke his legs. He goes up to way up in the northern part of Canada, and he comes in, a guy tried to steal the steering wheel. He ends up breaking his arm. He comes down into Fresno. The building burnt down. Every place the car seemed to go, there was some kind of an occurrence that happened. So that's where we started what we call the curse of the James Dean death car.
George Barris's cars have thrilled and inspired generations of fans. Creating more cars for film and television than anyone in America, he has truly earned the title King of Customizers. Thank you for visiting Hollywood Star Cars in Gatlinburg.